So here's that plate we got to draw for part number 1. Again, this is going to hang in the rafters of the gym. Now clamp a little basketball ratchet to it that'll help lower the basketball hoops down for use. It's a 10-inch by 12-inch plate. It's got 1/2-inch diameter by 1.5-inch each. These are the oval-shaped holes, 1/2 inch across, 1.5 inches long, all 4 of those. At least 1/2 inch in from the outside edges. There's a 1/2 inch gap between the plate's edge and the hole's edge, the plate's edge and the hole's edge. Okay? And in the middle we have a little 5/8 by 3-inch rectangular slot for the anchor to plug through. Centered, it says. Alright. So if I launch my AutoCAD program and started a new drawing, top of the screen are all your menus. Here's your toolbar ribbon, your drawing screen. I'm going to use the keyboard to do all my drawing because the computer we're going to use for PlasmaCam is a keyboard-driven program. That way I learned the keyboard in this program, same as over there. I'm going to begin by drawing this plate. It's a 12-inch by 10-inch plate. AutoCAD, it uses the same language as you would for a math class. It knows coordinate points, it knows x-axes, it knows y-axes, even knows z-axes, but we're going to draw 2-dimensional today. So I'm going to begin by drawing a line. I type the letter L in, and all my L-labeled tools pop up. There's a bunch to pick from. I want to pick the one very top of this called Line. Line. There it is. Click on it. If you read along my screen, it says Line, specify first point. I'm just going to begin somewhere over here. It doesn't matter where. So I'm going to click that point. Now it says specify next point. I got to travel exactly 12 inches across my screen along the x-axis. To do that, I use the keyboard command of that little @ symbol. Shift and the number 2 draws the @ symbol. Okay, that's it. There it is. I want to go at 12 inches, at 12. And now I want to make sure I'm going exactly along the x-axis or exactly east. So I can have the angle typed in of east. East is 0 degrees. So the angle symbol is a shift, and the comma button gives you a small little less than symbol. And I want to go with 0 degrees. So my screen says next point at 12. I type the angle 0. Hit the enter button. That draws that line 12 inches, exactly the angle of 0. And I need to go 10 inches straight north. So it's at 10. The angle is going to be north or 90. Now I'm going to go straight west. It's at 12. Angle is 180 degrees. And my last line is going to be at 10. Angle of 270 degrees. So my shape is pretty much done. It wants to keep drawing for me. I hit the enter button kind of all by itself, ends that command, and there's my shape. I can use my mouse to scroll the mouse wheel upward to zoom in, and down to zoom out. And zoom in, zoom out with the mouse wheel. If I want to move my drawing on my screen, it's a tool called Pan. P for pan. Hit enter. I can click and drag the mouse, move my shape where I want it to go. Okay, to end the command tool or the pan tool, push the escape button. Escape exits that pan. Okay, what's next? I'm going to try building these little corner openings. I'm going to mark them all, probably build them at the same time. I'm going to build them as square shape openings and then round the corners later. So squares and then round them out later. So it says at least 1/2 inch in from all sides. There's a tool we can use that'll kind of help us draw some guidelines in 1/2 inch from all 4 edges. The tool is called Offset. OF for offset. Offset. Okay, notice here's a picture of the offset tool. It's right here too, offset. Same thing. Offset, there it is. You can click on it or type it in. I'm typing it in, that's fine. It says specify offset distance. I want to go 1/2 inch. 1/2. Hit enter. It says select object to offset. I'm going to pick this top line, so trying to turn it highlighted. I'm hovering over top it. I click on it. I can move the mouse up or down. I haven't clicked yet, so moving the mouse. I'm going to go inside the shape and click to drop it. Picking this far left line, hovering. It turns highlighted. I click on it. Inside, drop it. This line here, inside, and the bottom one, upward. Escape ends that command. I'm just going to pan a little bit and get close to the bottom of the screen. There we go. Escape. Here's the outer edge of all those little oval shaped holes. I now need to have the inside openings. But it says here, looks like they're running parallel to the 12-inch line. So they're 1/2 inch across. 1/2 inch across. So here's my 12-inch line at the bottom. So I'm going to offset another 1/2 inch. I'm going to pick this line I just made and draw it again. This line and draw it again. Hit escape. Now I know somewhere in this little zone here, this is the top edge of that little oval shaped hole. Here's the bottom edge of the oval shaped hole. Here's the top edge of the oval shaped hole and the bottom edge. They're there. The plans call for 1.5 inches long. So from this point to that point, 1.5 inches. So if I offset again, 1.5 inches. When you say it, you say 1.5 inches. I type in inch, and is a little minus symbol. 1.5 inches. If I just went 1.5 inches, that's 11 halves. If I go inch space 1/2, it gets mad and it thinks the space bar is an input button, so it didn't like it. Escape. Offset. Distance, 1.5 inches. I'm going to pick the left edge of these holes and go to the right. So there's my little notch for these two holes, one there and one here. And I'm going to pick this line and go to the left. So here's my zone. Right there's one of the holes. Here's the other hole. Okay, there they are. To round these over, I got to kind of cut these lines to round them. If I do that, I'm going to cut off this long chunk of the line, which I need up here for that guy. So a few more steps here. I'm just going to zoom in, escape to end that offset tool. Zoom is a Z. Hit enter. It says specify corner of window. So I'm just going to click the mouse and drag that whole shape. Zoom in a little closer. Okay. Maybe a little bit too far, but that's okay. I'm going to pan it up a little bit. Got it. So I want to keep this chunk, but lose this big middle zone, and keep this chunk. I'm going to keep this small portion, but lose that, and keep that. So I have to do a lot of keeping and a lot of cutting. So kind of watch carefully here. I'm going to use a scissor tool. It's called trim. I'm going to trim away parts of my line. It says select objects. Well, I want to keep that chunk, and that chunk, and that chunk, and that one. Those are picked. I'm going to keep that one and that one. I'm going to keep that one and that one. And those are already all picked. So all the ones I want to keep are picked. I hit enter to input those lines. Now it says select objects to trim. I'm going to cut that zone away, that one away. So I'm cutting the parts I don't want. I pick the parts I want to keep, then cut what I don't want. So I'm left with those 4 rectangle shape openings that I'm going to turn into oval shape openings here in a minute. Finish cutting all these away. So I'm clicking all those, chop those guys away. There they are. So I'm just going to do one just for the sake of time of the video. So Z for zoom. Zoom in on this small chunk. Okay. I got to curve this corner and curve that corner. Well, it's a 1/2 inch across. 1/2 inch across, it's a 1/2 inch diameter. gives me a 1/4 inch radius. This little tool is a rounding tool called a fillet tool. So I'm going to go F for fillet. I'm going to first, it's off the screen here. Hold on. Let me zoom up. There it is. Do that again, escape. F for fillet. All right. I want to first give the object a radius. So I'm going to go R for radius. And I want to go a 1/2 inch diameter, a 1/4 inch radius. It says select first object. I'm going to pick a spot in this line near the corner. Not the corner, not in the middle, but near the corner. And click. And I'm going to hover over here and see if it kind of picks it for me. If I go too low, it won't pick it. Maybe it will. Pick that corner, that corner. One done. I'm going to put a space bar, jump back into it again. I'm going to pick this side and that side. Space bar, jump back in, pick it, and space bar, click, click. Okay. I'm going to go Z for zoom, and I'm going to do zoom the previous screen. P for previous. Same thing here, same thing. Zoom in, fillet, all 4 corners, all 4, all 4. Last step is to get the middle channel. It's a 5/8 by 3 rectangular slot centered. 5/8 by 3. Okay. I'm going to offset again the distances. Well, this is a 12-inch plate. Oops, 12-inch plate, and I have a 3-inch opening. So 12 minus 3 is what, 9? Right? So if I go in 1/2 of 9, in 1/2 of 9, I'll have my left and right edge of that little 3-inch opening. So I'm going to offset, in this case, 4.5 inches. I'm going to pick this side to the left, this to the right. This is a 3-inch wide opening. It's a 5/8 tall opening. Well, it's a 10-inch plate. 10 inches minus 5/8 is, right, 9 3/8. So 9 3/8 divided by 2 is what? Uh-oh, do you know? Well, 9 3/8. Well, what's half of 9? 4.5, right? So 4.5. It's half of 3/8. 3/16. So 9.5 plus 3/16. It's my offset distance. So I'm going to go offset. So 1/2, which is 8/16, plus 3/16 is 11/16. 4 and 11/16. I'm going to bring this side down, and this side up. There's my little opening. I could either trim them away or fillet them with a 0 radius. I'm going to escape to end that command. I'm going to trim. I'm going to pick these 4 zones, enter to input that, and then cut these 4 away. And now I have my shape almost done. There it is. Okay, I'll finish these corners. Shape is complete.